Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys. Welcome, ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban. Another Jummah, guys. Let me know in the comments if the sound's working. So, alhamdulillah, this week has been quite a very busy week this week. Alhamdulillah. So normally, this time of the year, it's end of year classes. So classes, end of year exams they have, and we try to complete the sections in the books that we have to cover. So alhamdulillah, today managed to finish my section of Tirmidhi, which is quite long. So I had like almost a 4 hour session of reading. So alhamdulillah, today completed that. Okay, peace. I was relying on your lessons but lost focus. Please help on advice and tips when you want to learn the Quran in Arabic. So are you following the Learn How to Read Quran series? So Friday this week has been very busy. Exams, students having exams this week, and also it's end of the year, summer holidays. So many of the students will be having some holidays. Let's see if is it clear. Yeah, so many of the students are having some holidays, and therefore it's a very busy time for those of you guys who are teachers. You guys know, trying to complete your section in the books. Wa alaikum assalam. S. Hussein, ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban. People of Coventry, alhamdulillah. Shahid, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shahid, ahlan wa sahlan, welcome, marhaba, wa khair ali. Yes, I'm following the series. Okay, excellent. The main thing is try practice. You need to do practice a lot. And I know I haven't done many lessons. I've only done about 20, 25 or 27. I can't remember. Main thing is practice. You need to practice as much as you can. Practice. That's what's going to make you perfect. And the best way to practice, the best way is to get a teacher. Yeah, so you get hold of a teacher and start trying to read to them regularly. If you can't do that, then what you'll have to do is just follow the lessons. Or if you go on YouTube, there are other people who have done lessons as well on learning how to read the Quran. Try to follow them as well. And that's the best thing, I think. Mullah, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan, marhaba, welcome. Mullah, you've been killing it in the podcast, bro. Yeah, you've been taking over. So yeah, anyway, so the quality of the camera is, I don't know why it looks a bit blurry today for some reason. Is it blurry on your side? For some reason it just seems to be a bit blurry. Yeah, let's have a check. Or is that a bit too bright? Is that a bit too? I think it's a bit too bright, isn't it? It's the problem trying to get the right whiteness. Okay. Alaikum assalam. How are you? Brother says, where is the beautiful lamp? Which beautiful lamp? The one at the back. That one. Over there. Oh yeah, so one of my friends and students, his father has passed away in Malaysia. Yeah, so make dua from Allah. Give his father Jannat al-Firdaus. He's passed away this week. And give his family sabr. So, it's a very difficult time for him. And for lots of people whose parents are ill and family members are, not well. Very tough time. I mean, my grandmother, she has dementia. And her dementia is getting worse. So I don't think it ever gets better. But it just shows you how human beings are so weak. End of the day, we're so weak. Everything we fight for in the dunya, every argument we have in the dunya, every problem we go through in the dunya is going to come to an end one day, and it's just a matter of time before our turn comes as well. Each and every single one of us is going to have to face the reality of this world. So may Allah make it easy for all those people who are suffering, who are going through any trials and difficulties and hardships in their life. So anyway, today is a very hot day, and today I actually had to go and do Jummah. Today, guess what? I had to give a talk with the mask on, with the face mask. And I don't know where's the face, probably in the car. But trust me, when I wear a face mask, I can't breathe properly. I've got sinus problems. So when I have the face mask on, I'm trying to give a talk, and then I was feeling dizzy. So it's just crazy, man. I don't know how women wear niqabs. Yeah, you got to give it to these guys, man. How do you breathe in them? I can't breathe in them. I find it very difficult. And I've got sinus problems. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced this. Do you guys have sinus problems? Like if I go to some rooms or some mosques, especially mosques, certain mosques, I can't breathe in them. I find it very difficult to breathe. Yeah, there's not much of a ventilation. Not much of a good ventilation there. So sometimes I feel dizzy, but yeah, I get nasal. I remember once when I was in Pakistan, we went to the markets, and in the markets there was this like prayer area which was like in an underground car park, and we went there, and I was feeling so dizzy, finding it difficult to breathe and hard to be able to kind of concentrate. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's one of my nostrils. I can't breathe fully for some reason. I don't know. I think there is a procedure for it, but it's just time consuming, taking time, and then I've got to take time off. So anyway, yeah. So as I showed you guys, I don't know if you guys have been following me on my social media, but I took a picture and I said to all you guys, what do you think that is? Yeah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Shahid, what to read after finishing Ajurumiyah? After finishing Ajurumiyah, practice. I would say start practicing Arabic. Then after that, you can start something like Hidayat al-Nahu is a good book. Hidayat al-Nahu. Or you can start something like Al-Bala Al-Nahu al-Arabi by Sheikh Samurai, Father Samurai. It's a good book. You can start something like that. Or you can even start one of the commentaries on Ajurumiyah. So you know Ajurumiyah, you can look at one of the commentaries. So there's like some good commentaries on Tuhfa al-Siniyah. Yeah, Tuhfa al-Siniyah. It's a good one. It's cold in Malaysia. Okay. Oh, it's strange. Is that normally what happens in the summer? Ahlan wa sahlan Askhan Maja. Assalamu alaikum. Can you please explain to us the sentence Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil? Yeah, so Hasbunallah means Allah is enough for us. Hasb means enough. So Hasbuna, enough for us, is Allah. Like Allah is enough for us. We don't need anyone else's help. Allah is enough. Wa ni'mal wakil. Ni'ma means the best, and He is the best disposer of affairs. So like if you put your trust in Allah, Allah's going to do the best job. And that's what ni'mal wakil means. So you say this kind of dua when you're going through difficulties in life, and you're going through problems, or you feel life is out of your control. So you just say Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. And this was a dua that Ibrahim alayhi salam used to say a lot. Yeah, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. So if you're going through any difficulties in life, our teachers used to say to us, keep repeating this, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil, Hasbunallah, and Allah will make things easy for you. Yeah. So I was saying to you guys on social media, I took a picture of a new gadget that I got. Did anyone figure out what it was? I don't know if you guys saw it on social media. Yeah, it was like a glass kind of screen, and there was some other metal bits to it as well. Did anyone guess what it is? I'll show you later on. I'll show you what it was later on. Yeah, and it's a very nice, a very exciting gadget, which I like. And hopefully I should be able to make some very good videos with it as well. Normally July is season is in Malaysia, but now due to the climate change, July has become rainy. Yeah, you guys have monsoon rains, don't you? I just saw the donut eating picture. Allah Akbar. Bro, too slow, man. Too slow. Ashan, auto cue. Auto cue. What's an auto cue? I don't know what auto cue is. I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, I'll tell you before you start coming up with some words which I don't know what you're talking about. It's called a teleprompter. The kind of clue was on the package that it came with. Actually, it said teleprompter, but half the word was missing. So it's a teleprompter. Yeah, and teleprompter is actually this. This is actually a teleprompter. Let me just show you guys. This is a teleprompter. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, teleprompter. So basically, you put like a phone or an iPad here, and you put the camera behind there, and then on the screen it comes up. Writing comes up on the screen. Yeah, so I can read off the screen whilst I'm delivering the lessons. Yeah, and that's a very common thing that a lot of YouTubers actually have. I didn't really realize that, but if you look at a lot of YouTubers, they basically have like when they deliver the YouTube video, it seems very sort of like seamless, very succinct, and that it flows very nicely. And that's because these guys, they actually have a script for every video they make. They make a whole script and they read off the script. And I realized that is actually the next step I have to go through, right? So I have to actually go and develop this what do you call it, this new type of way of delivering videos. Yeah, because a lot of people, they like listening to something which sounds like flowing, but when you speak naturally, like if I speak naturally, I don't think about the words as much as I do when I'm reading them. So when I'm speaking, I might be speaking and breaking all the rules of English grammar, right? By putting words in orders and. But when I write something down, then obviously I put a lot of thought into it, and then the words that actually I read are going to be words which are more flowing. That's the thing. AutoCue are a brand that make teleprompter. Okay, Ajib, you know so much. MashaAllah, I'm surprised you don't have a YouTube channel. Nasir Kazmi, alaikum assalam. It's good to have them to ensure you don't miss anything out. Yeah. So it's so basically I'm just experimenting with it now, trying to see. So if you notice the Imam Shafi one this week, I actually used a teleprompter for that. So I didn't have to look down, because when you look down, it kind of like breaks the video. It doesn't make the video look nice. You keep looking down. People like you looking at them. Yeah, viewers like people keep looking at them. So imagine the news reporter is reading, from a paper. It doesn't look nice. The news reporters, they all read from teleprompters. Yeah. So yeah, teleprompter is the next thing. I don't know what the next thing I have to get, because I think I've got nearly everything that I need to be able to make the most optimum video that I can make. Yeah. So I got camera. Live streams are now done through streaming through my camera. And so I'm just thinking, what is the other thing that people have? Yeah, I can increase the aesthetics. Aesthetics of the videos are something else. I'm talking about like content wise, how to make the content more, much more better quality. So yeah, that was the thing that I bought. Yeah, and it actually comes with this. I didn't know what this was. Yeah, this is actually. I can't zoom into it. But this is a kind of a key. It's like I don't know what it is, man. It's like a mouse and it's all sorts of things, and it's Bluetooth it. So this comes with it, and then with the iPad, you basically you press the button and it just like moves everything around, so you can shift words and you can slow down the speed at which the writing flows. Green screen, yeah, green screen is something I'm actually looking into. Green screen, but the green screen, it's not going to improve the content. It's just going to improve the aesthetics. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't really need a green screen. I don't think I need a green screen as important as I do with other things. I don't know. What do you guys think? Wa alaikum assalam, Amina. A friend of mine has to stay with her kids during Quran class in the mosque. It's the hall where Salah takes place, and in the evening. Can she stay there while she's on her periods? No, she wouldn't be allowed to be in the masjid area. If the classes are in a separate area from the masjid, that's fine, but she wouldn't be able to. New logo. Yeah, new logo. I'm working on a new logo at the moment. Hopefully, inshallah, new logo should be coming out soon. So, new website. I'm working on a new website. Working on, well, I'm not doing it. Obviously, website design is doing it. And website design is also making a new logo. But yeah, hopefully, inshallah, once that comes out, I'll show you guys. As Hussein Sab, what is the Kafiya Nahu book? I have studied Hidayat and Nahu. They look similar. Yeah, so Kafiya is actually like a much advanced book, much more advanced. It's written by Imam Ibn Hajib. So it's a very good book actually. It's quite condensed, that's the thing. So it's like very, very condensed, like Quduri Matan, it's like very condensed, requires sharh. But yeah, it's a very good book. They usually teach that in madrasas, or they teach Alfi ibn Malik, one of those. Abu Tulayb al-Hanafi, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If juice gas 2% fermented berries is in it, is it permissible to consume? If juice gas, I don't understand. If juice gas 2% fermented berries in it, is it permissible? I don't know. I don't know what you're saying, Abu Talib. S Khan, intro, screen, theme, tune. Yeah, okay. Yeah, those are all aesthetics, aren't they? Those are all aesthetics. They're not going to improve the content. What I'm saying is, like, I've done everything I can to make the content as good as possible. Not everything. I mean, there are still some things left, like getting editors to do like really quite nitty gritty things. Sani Ahmed, ahlan wa sahlan. Abu Tulayb has S. Hussein, I think green screens look like special effects from the 80s. It actually depends. Some green screens are very good, right? I mean, like, have you seen like some YouTubers? What they do is like they have you can see them in the corner of the screen, and then the rest of the screen you can see their screen, what they're writing or what they're drawing. Like a lot of artists do it, or gamers as well. So I think that might be another thing I can do when I'm teaching. I can have me in the corner and the book on the side, or writing, and then you can see that is possible. Yeah, that's possible. Abu Tulayb, juice has Maja. You mean it turns to alcohol, the juice, right? If juice has 2% fermented berries in it, is it permissible to consume? Fermented, I mean, fermented is fine. Fermented doesn't mean, like, when you kind of ferment lots of things. Fermentation, it doesn't mean it's haram. It's if you make alcohol, that's haram. That's the problem. If you drink alcohol, that's the problem. So like when you make bread, there's an element of fermentation that takes place in there anyway. Yeah. So I don't know what are you talking about a specific type of juice here? Are you just talking about any juice that you've kind of juiced and you left in the kitchen, and it just naturally begins to ferment overnight, and then you drink it the next morning? Is that what you're on about? Or is it a certain juice that you buy from the shops that contains? Saqib Masood, how do I do wudu in 1 minute? Currently it takes me 5 minutes. I feel like I waste too much water. If you can do 1 minute, whoa, mashallah. I take about 2 or 3 minutes. I probably take about 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes maybe to do. What you can do is put water into a bucket and just scoop the water out from the bucket. Right, don't pour it on yourself. Yeah, so get like a small little jug, pour water into it, and then you just take the water out there. And then you're not going to use that much. That's what I do. Yeah, so I get like a small jug in the bathroom, and then I put water into it, and then I just put my hands in, take water out from my mouth, from my nose, from my face, and I use it all. Okay, so Safiya Sakina, is your Quranic Arabic 17 course more for someone very new to Quran and Arabic? Could you just explain if it is someone just learning how to read? No, it's not for someone who just wants to read. If someone wants to just read, like they don't know how to read, it's not for them. They need to know at least how to read Arabic, as in put words together. The course is the 70 lessons course is Quranic Arabic, meaning that it's more designed for teaching people how to understand the Arabic, like understand the Quran. Yeah, it's more about understanding rather than reading. That's what it's about. So if a person is unable to read Arabic, then the course may not be. I mean, anyone who's interested in the detail, I usually have the details up. I don't know what's happened to the details today. Yeah, there's the details. Yeah, so the details for those who are interested in the Quranic Arabic. So lots of people, alhamdulillah, are doing the Quranic Arabic now, and it's a very, very good fast track way to try and get into Arabic and start studying after that more advanced Arabic. Abu Tulayb al-Hanafi, berry juice from shop that says in the ingredients that it has 2% fermented berries in there. Yeah, that's as long as it doesn't say alcohol. As long as it doesn't say alcohol, it should be fine. Dawood Hussain Salam Mufti, when a person is taking Shahada and La ilaha illallah is translated as there is no God but Allah, is there anything wrong with this? No, it's fine. Maja, when you have not enough time, is ghusl performed by just washing whole body and scalp with water? Yes, that's correct. That's right. And mouth and nose. Yeah. DTR. Which fiqh do you personally follow? I follow Hanafi fiqh. Hanafi fiqh. Abdul, assalamu alaikum. Does a woman have to undo her braids, hairband or ponytail to take ghusl? What if a woman got into a state of major impurity and then put her hair? Yeah, so there's difference of opinion in the Hanafi in this. However, the position which Imam Ibn Abidin takes and Imam Hidayah and others is that she doesn't have to open it. This is the opinion that I take. That she doesn't have to open it. Yeah, even if she ties her hair again, even if her hair is open, she doesn't have to wash her hair. A woman simply just has to wash the scalp. That's all. Yeah, a woman does not have to ever wash her hair in ghusl. She just has to get water into the scalp. As long as the scalp is wet, that should be fine. Inshallah. Yeah, so today I'm feeling a bit tired. Last night, the podcast finished quite late, and then Altaf was telling us about his cooking. He does a lot of baking, barbecuing. He was telling us about the meat, and then I had to get up early in the morning. I had class, and then my class finished at 12:30, and then I had to go off for Jummah to another area, and then I got back, and then I went to visit my parents, and then I just got back. So it's been like hectic Friday today. Tasneem, assalamu alaikum. If a food item doesn't have suitable vegetarians on it and the ingredients, there is nothing apparently haram written, yes, one can consume it. That's fine. Abu Tulayb, Jazakallah khair, you're welcome. Wa iyaakum. Alhamdulillah. Ya Allah. So today I've got my last lessons today, teaching in the evening, and then finish. Then I've got my holidays. Yeah, summer holidays are here, and as you guys know, I'll be making more videos, and there's nowhere to go. There's no holiday to go on, right? Just probably drive around somewhere, get in the car, put my foot down, go on the motorway somewhere, drive around, come back. 2020 holidays. No wonder you look tired. Yeah, a little bit. Actually, me and my family were feeling not only tired, we feeling sad and down too. I think this is the weather. May Allah protect. Ameen. May Allah make it easy for you guys. Go for a walk. I say, go for a walk with your family. Go for a walk. See outside in the sun. Have some ice cream. My dad, he buys this ice cream here. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of this kulfi ice cream. It's a special type of kulfi, new type of kulfi ice cream. And that ice cream tastes so nice. I'm telling you, rose flavor. Have you guys had in Chaiwala the rose flavor ice cream? Well, he's bought this big, massive, like tub of it, and I just had some of that, and that tastes so lovely, nice. So he's got like a pistachio flavor one. He's got mango flavor one, mango flavor one, yeah, and a rose flavor one. 3 of them. Who is your favorite cricket player? My favorite cricket player. I'm not really too much into cricket. I don't really know the players that well. Like I know, for example, what's his name? What was it? Moin, and I don't know the names. Imran Khan. All right, next. Umar, is he allowed to take cashback rewards from banks and credit card companies? It depends. It depends it depends what contract it is, what are the exact details, terms and conditions. As for saying summer holidays, so maybe some time for a Liaquat 2.0 video, please. Mr. Ramadan days. Oh yeah, Liaquat 2.0, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking like, I did promise I'll make videos for kids, didn't I? So I still gotta fulfill that promise. Yeah, okay, chalo, theek hai. If you said so, then I'll look into it. And Mullah, Blackburn might be going into another lockdown. If they do, I'm not gonna be happy. Why is that? Leicester, Blackburn, Asian communities, man. What's this Asian community next? Might be Birmingham next. Abu Tulaib, is the thigh considered awra like the hadith when Rasulullah covered Uthman radiallahu anhu? Can we? Yeah, it's considered awra because there's other hadith which say that, you know, anything between the navel and the knees is awra. Yeah, anything between the navel and the knees is awra. So that hadith is what we call an action, amal, and the other one is a qawl, and qawl is given preference over amal. Isa Khan, will taking the probable COVID vaccine be wajib? I don't know. Allah knows best. I don't think so. Medicine can never be considered to be necessary to take unless, like, even if you're dying, you don't have to take it. Medicine, according to Hanafis, is never necessary to take medicine. Yeah, peace Tazi. I like to, and cookie ice is always a good choice. Okay, cookie dough. Can you tell about your Islamic education? Like, how did you start and how many years it took you? Yeah, so basically I'm from the UK. Yeah, so went to college, went to university, not university, I got into university. But instead of doing my university course, I decided to go and travel to Pakistan and study over there. 9 years I studied. So in 9 years, I made a video on my YouTube channel. I made a detailed video of my journey. But yeah, so 9 years. And then I studied Arabic. I studied in those 9 years fiqh, hadith, tafsir, aqidah, ifta. Yeah, I studied all those things. So I don't know, DT, are you interested in studying? Muslim Night, have you memorized any of the mu'allaqat? Also, which one is your favorite and why? Yeah, I've memorized a lot of the Imrul Qais ones. I don't know, I think Imrul Qais is probably nice. It's probably the romantic one, and it's the first one that I learnt as well, and I studied that with several teachers. So I think that's why. But the other ones are good. Antara is good as well. It's nice, very powerful, strong. Have you... Mullah, is the knee included as part of the aura? According to Hanafis, yes. According to Shafi'is, no. WR, what is the duration of each of your 17 lessons? How long one term? So duration, each lesson is about an hour. Yeah, roughly about an hour. 50 minutes to an hour. 50 minutes to an hour, each one. Any plans for summer not related to roots and knowledge? I don't know, probably just some gardening, housework, fixing up some things in the house. Maybe I might go visit some friends, maybe in a different city. I might go Bradford, see some friends maybe, see how they are. I don't know what else can I do. Yeah, that's it, I think. Roots and knowledge takes up a lot of my time. Yeah, takes a lot of my time up. And I think once I get into a routine, I find it difficult to break out that routine. So yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna be going any for holiday in some holidays. I don't think there is anywhere to go. Where are we gonna go? MashaAllah. Abu Tulaib, may Allah increase your knowledge. Ameen. Ameen. Jazakallah khair. Abu Tulaib. And do you have kids? No, I don't have kids. That's why I've got a lot of free time. Yeah, so I think once people get kids, I think then it takes up a lot of time because, you got to dedicate yourself to taking care of the children and doing things, every time you get a free chance. Because I got a lot of friends who are like that. Because they got kids, it's difficult for them to be able to move around, being able to do things. HK, I am following your Diwan lessons. Can you give any advice on how to improve understanding of translation, Arabic poetry in general? You just need to keep going through them. There's no like magic to it. You just need to keep reading poetry. I mean, if you haven't read about 500 to 1,000 couplets, don't think you're going to understand poetry in one go. There's different types of poetry, and then you have to understand love Arabic culture. So I would say read as much poetry with understanding as possible, and then it's just going to start to click. It's like one of those things. So there's no kind of, if there could be like a specific sort of way of studying it. I mean, maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking, because I was thinking about this, if there is a specific way of like progressively teaching Arabic poetry so that people can start learning it. But the problem is with that is Arabic poetry is like the kind of what do you call it, the juice of the Arabic culture. So if you don't know Arabic culture and you dive directly into Arabic poetry, you're going to make big mistakes in understanding what the poet's saying and what he intends. So my advice to you, HK, would just read lots of poetry. Start off with someone like Diwan Imam Shafi, entire thing. Then maybe you can go on to stuff like Diwan Imam Ali radiallahu anhu, and then maybe Hassan bin Thabit, and then maybe Mutanabbi. Mutanabbi is a good one as well. And then Diwan of who else? Diwan of Hamasa. Hamasa is very good as well. Safiya, which are the best and effective Arabic classes you would recommend to learn how to read Arabic with correct grammar ruling? Like, do you want, I don't understand, if you want to learn how to just read Arabic, like tajweed kind of read, is that what you want asking, or are you asking to learn Arabic grammar? So the 17 lessons that I've designed is actually designed for 17 lessons has actually been designed for Arabic grammar. It is designed for Arabic grammar. It's to get you to understand Arabic grammar. That's what it's for. And I've tried to make it as easy as possible. Yeah. So I'm not sure. Are you asking about tajweed, how to just read Quran? Or are you asking about how to understand Quran? Muslim Night, can you do a video on the underpinning philosophy of the Hanafi madhab? I know this is very intertwined with usul of the madhab, but maybe you can present it in brief, unique way as you do. Okay. Yeah, maybe I can do that. I mean, have you seen the series I've done on madhabs? The history of madhabs. Have you watched the 3 parts? So that's a kind of like introduction. Abu Tulaib, yes, come to Bradistan. Definitely. Amina, what I want in the weather is a tub of faluda. Yeah, faluda's good. With loads of crushed ice. With this, the answer to my favorite cricket player by default is Imran Khan. MashaAllah. Yeah, definitely. Imran Khan used to be a good cricket player. I don't know if he's now. But nowadays, like Moeen Ali, and who's the other one? I don't even know half their names. KK, do you have to understand the Quran to read it? No, you don't have to understand it. If you understand it, it's good. It's definitely much better. Enhances the experience. Shahid Mathnawi of Maulana Rumi, can you do commentary on it? No, I don't think I can. I mean, it's not really an important book to study. It's just like a side book that people, yeah, Masni of Rumi. I wouldn't be good at, because first of all, it's in Farsi, and the Farsi is quite advanced for me. I wouldn't be able to translate it. Muslim Knight, sorry about all the questions, but can you explain in what way exactly does immersing oneself in Shi'r Jahili gives a better insight into the Quran? We always hear this but never demonstrated. Yeah, so basically, look, imagine, like, for instance, imagine like this. Imagine you get someone from a village in India subcontinent or Africa or somewhere, and you want them to understand, right? Let's say you want them to understand something like a movie, right? A particular type of movie that's made in the West, right? In the UK, a documentary, right? Or a movie. If that person watches it, like, how much percent of that will they really understand? They'll probably, a person who has no sort of like exposure, just understands how to translate out English, probably will understand 20% of it, 30%, 40% of it. Yeah, why? Because they don't understand the culture. So once they understand the culture, they understand how things work, right? Then things start making sense to them. And one of my friends, I remember, he was learning English in Pakistan. He was from Iran, and I used to help him learn English. So he had a book which he was studying in a center somewhere, and in that book it said things like, write an essay on a night with your girlfriend in a nightclub. So he couldn't understand this. Like, he couldn't understand the concept of nightclubs and how it works and why people have girlfriends for. Like, because he's from like a background which is unfamiliar with this. So the same thing happened. So I had to explain to him how this idea of people having girlfriends, how people go out nightclubbing, right, on the weekends or Friday nights, and they go to these places and they have to wait there and they just like dance and they. So these kind of things, he kind of like had to accept it as I told him. So the similar thing happens with a lot of people who learn Arabic. What they tend to do is they don't understand Arabic culture. What they understand is they understand translation of words from Arabic to their own language. So now when they come across things in the Quran, which Allah says, they can't feel the ayah, like they can't feel the emotion in the ayah. What is the exact ayah exactly referring to? Like, how would a guy over there who it was being said to, how would he understand this? Yeah, so understanding the culture, it gives emotion to things. Yeah, it kind of like makes people feel things at an emotional level. It's like if I said to a swear to you in Pashto, for example, right, and you understood the translation of it, you probably would laugh. You wouldn't get upset, right? You wouldn't get offended. But if I said to you a swear in English, like a really filthy swear in English, you'd get offended straight away. So why is it that the person in one language you won't get offended, but in another language you will get offended? Because you understand the culture behind that swear. There's a whole culture behind it. There's a upbringing behind it. So this is why you need to understand Shi'r al-Jahili. It's very, very important to understand, because that's the core essence of the Arabic language which the Quran was revealed. So this is why a lot of people don't realize it. A lot of people think, look, as long as I've learned Arabic, I know grammar, why do I need to go and study Arabic poetry? Doesn't make sense. But what they fail to understand is they're not grasping what the ayah is actually referring to. And I'll give you an example. For instance, like in the Quran, when Allah says things like, فَاسْدَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرْ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. فَاسْدَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرْ. So فَاسْدَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرْ. Like, if you translate that now, فَاسْدَعْ, they'll translate like publicize what you have been instructed to do. Yeah, publicize it. But it doesn't mean that in Arabic. Like in Arabic, what it means, fasda, is the sound that's made when you like break a clay pot. That's called a sada'a. Sada'a, like when you throw a clay pot and it hits, that first sound you hear, that specifically the clay pot, that's sada'a. So this fasda bima tu'mar, it has a very specific like meaning behind it. Like the weight of that word can be truly understood by people who understand this idea of clay pots and clay pots breaking and the sound it makes and the effect it has on the people around. Yeah, so it's like it gives you like a deep sort of understanding, and that's why a lot of people, their understanding of the Quran, I always say a lot of people's understanding of the Quran is merely a translation understanding. Yeah, if you were to give them the same thing in English, the way they understand it in English is the way they understand Arabic. Okay, I want to learn how to read Arabic and understand Arabic, then learn how to understand the Quran. I thought they would go. No, they don't go hand in hand. So what you'd have to do is first learn how to read. So I've got a series on how to read Arabic. If you don't know how to read Arabic at all, on my YouTube channel, there's a series that's called Learn How to Read the Quran. Yeah, learn how to read the Quran. If you type that in, you'll find that. Lots of people have done it and learned how to be able to structure the words. Otherwise, I would say get hold of a teacher, get in contact with a teacher, and learn from them. And they'll teach you how to read the Quran. Muslim, also may Allah love you and preserve you. Ameen. Jazakallah khair. Ameen. Jazakallah khair. Thank you for your beautiful du'as. Ameen. And you to use the same Muslim night. Isa Khan, is it permissible to support Khabib's fights in the UFC and root for him? Possibly. Like supporting someone. Like for example, the Muslims supported the Byzantines, who were non-Muslims, and they wanted them to beat the Persians. Right? غُلِبَتِ الرُّومِ فِي أَدْنَى الْأَرْضِ. I've mentioned this in tafsir in the series on reflections of the Quran, Surah Rum. So supporting someone does not mean like it's sinful or anything. Like you could support a football team, right? You support a football team, whether you agree with football is jaiz or not, separate thing. Okay, DTR. Can you please explain the difference between hadiths and sunnah? Like I heard the Hanafis and Malikis differentiate. Yes. So basically, when it comes to sunnah means the explanation of the religion. That's what sunnah means in fiqh terms. In aqidah, sunnah means something different, and in hadith, sunnah means something different. But in fiqh terms, the term sunnah refers to the explanation of the deen. In other words, what is part of the deen is considered to be, like we say, as in sunnah, right? It was the explained. So some sunnahs are fard, some sunnahs are wajib, some sunnahs are muakkada, some sunnahs are mustahab, like that. So that you pray salat. Salat is sunnah. Not in the sense like what general people understand to be, oh, it's something which is good to do, and if you don't do it, it's okay. No. Sunnah meaning it's the way of the Prophet ﷺ. It's the way that the early generation understood and practiced the deen. So when the Hanafis and Malikis say sunnah, what they mean is what is understood as part of the deen. So they don't look at it from a point of a muhaddith point of view, because the muhaddith, his definition of sunnah simply means a narration, a hadith. So for example, okay, what would the difference be? Like the Hanafis and Maliki would say, if we saw the people in Medina praying in a certain way, even though we have no narration for this. Remember Imam Malik, when he was living there, he was only 2-3 generations after the Prophet ﷺ. So if he says, I see people going to the mosque and praying in a way, that is sunnah, even though I don't have a narration for it. That's sunnah because that was the widespread practice amongst the Sahaba and Tabi'in of how to pray salat. Yeah, so that's why the Hanafis and Shafis and Malikis, they say, you don't need a hadith to establish sunnah. Hadith simply means a report. Some reports we don't act upon, like the Prophet ﷺ, prohibiting people from going to the graveyards. That's a report, but we don't act upon that because there's another report of his which says you go to the graveyards now. Or the Prophet ﷺ report where he said kill dogs, and then his other report which said now don't kill dogs. So reports are simply just people hearing what they've heard from the Prophet ﷺ, whether it's something that we're supposed to implement in deen or not. Yeah, that's hadith, that is. So the muhaddithin's job was simply like an archaeologist. Like archaeologists, they dig up the ground and they find as many things as they can, and then they try to put them together to make sense. So muhaddithin would simply do that. They would be like looking for things, reports, and just like passing them down. Whereas the fuqaha, jurists, they try to understand what is expected from us when we pray our salat or give zakat or hajj. What's expected from us? Whether that's established from a report, whether it's established from practice of Sahaba, whether it's established from the Quran, like that. I don't know if you watched my the madhabs one. Yeah, the history of the madhabs. Check that out. S. Khan, Medina books versus Arabi Bayna Yadayk. Which series is better? Self-study. What are the limitations for each? Medina books, okay. Arabi Bayna Yadayk is good for learning conversation. If you want to learn how to have conversations with an Arab in an Arab country, Medina books are excellent. Only problem is Medina books are very long. It's 3 volumes. Very, very long. It's a very slow process. If you cover the whole entire thing, you'd be good at you know, if you get someone who wants to learn English, right, you'd be like that. You'd be able to converse with someone in Arabic, but you might not know all the rules for it. Like you might not know how the rules work. But you'll know how to read Arabic, a lot of Arabic. Medina books is it's much quicker, and it's more like later on it's more grammar orientated. So that's why it would help you not necessarily speak Arabic properly, but it'll help you in comprehension. So that Medina books focuses more on comprehension of texts. Arabic Adek is more about spoken, listening skills, reading skills. I've taught Arabic Benedict many times, volume 1 and some parts of volume 2. Medina books I'm actually doing a series on there. Assalamu alaikum, Sangha Ustad, hope you are well, having a great Jummah. I've seen a few Arabic resources speaking Arabic being the best way to learn Arabic. Can you concur? If so, what do you recommend? Not necessarily. I mean, depends what you want. Well, if you want to, like, spoken Arabic, for most people, there's no use for it. There's no benefit. Like, average person who lives in the UK does not need to speak Arabic. Yeah, listening is good, because you can actually get access to a lot of like online content of listening to Arabic. But spoken, there's like, if I said there's 5% benefit, that's probably exaggeration in the UK. You're probably not going to, in your entire year, you're probably not going to get a chance to speak to anyone in Arabic, and there's not going to be any use for it. Unless you're really committed in like studying with an Arab scholar and you need to communicate with them, that's fine. But I think most people, what they want is just comprehension. They just want to comprehend the Quran, comprehend Hadith, comprehend Arabic texts. So it just depends what you want. If you want to speak like a pro, definitely then. Listen to as much as you can and speak as much as you can. That's the main thing. Arabic with Suhail Musab. I really enjoy your series on Diwan Shafi. Can you recommend a basic commentary on the Diwan, please? I don't know of any basic commentary, but I did show you guys before. Maulana Muawiyah from Blackburn, he has this. Yeah, so this is his kind of commentary on selected Imam Shafi poems. So this is a good one. So Maulana Muawiyah. So you can, I think if you contact Blackburn Madrasa, you can probably find out if they've got any in stock. KK, is it okay to read an English translation of the Quran? Yes, definitely fine. Jasood Khan, Assalamu alaikum. Asbin wa alaikum salam. Nahid, Assalamu alaikum. Ustad, in Hanafi fiqh, the definition of wajib says it has shubhatun. Doubt, what does this doubt refer to as? How do you establish wujub with that? So no, doubt, I've explained this in my Usul fiqh series. So anyone who is interested in the doubt is something I've explained in Usul fiqh videos. So in Usul fiqh videos, basically it kind of explains what they mean by transmission, right? So this is more to do with a concept of the breakdown of what is knowledge, what is ilm, how do we understand something, what are the different degrees of transmission, how clear the transmission. Yeah, so the word doubt is wrong. Using the word doubt is actually a wrong translation. So it's not actually doubt. Yeah, so I mean, to respond to this, I wouldn't be able to respond in 5 minutes. It would require a long discussion. But yeah, I mean, in the Usul Fiqh videos, I've explained this idea of Shubha. It's called Shubha. John Thompson, alaikum assalam. I am new convert to Islam. Ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban. Welcome, brother John Thompson. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and keep you firm on the faith and make things easy for you in life. Valerie, alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. Live Facebook is amazing. Alhamdulillah. I know this off subject, but will you do a video on what kind of cameras and what you use for production? Happy Friday. Yes, definitely. So inshallah, I think I'm gonna make a video on the equipment that I use and tips on how to improve your video quality and what kind of things I do to improve it, and my journey of what kind of equipment I used to use and what my setup used to be. Inshallah, definitely, I will definitely do that. Jasood Khan, who are fasiqeen? Who are fasiqeen? I don't know. Who are they? Fasiq means someone who sins openly. Can we ask any questions? Yes, you can ask questions, but I'm not going to be on for long. I'm going to finish soon. S. Hussein, will you be doing Medina series for YouTube? No, it won't be for YouTube. It's going to be separate from that. But maybe later on I might upload it onto YouTube once it's all done. Which could take a few years. John Thompson, can you please explain the so-called hadith missing verses of the Quran and 200 plus missing verse of the idiot David Woods claims? I don't know what he's on about. I don't know what David Woods is on about. Which verses are missing? So I wouldn't be able to answer that because I don't know what he's talking about. Missing verses. SMB, what's the ruling on a male traveller leading Jum'ah? It's fine. Big Jmo, Sheikh, love you loads, mate. When are you coming to Masjid Osman? Inshallah, when COVID is all over, inshallah. When it's 100% over. Naheeduddin Ustad, have you still considered a video on the Ash'ari and Maturidi schools on Aqidah? Yeah, I've considered it, but I'm just kind of think of how I'm going to do it, because it's not a topic for general public consumption of the public. Yeah, it's not. So if I do it, either I'm going to do it in very just covering just like brief history of how it occurred and things like that. And if I do it in detail, it won't be on YouTube. It's going to be more of a private course, because a lot of these kind of things require a lot of like progressive studying to truly understand it. Saki Masood, when ordering fish and chips, some use beer batter. Is that halal? No, it's not halal. Okay. Have you ever gone to Turkey, or would you like to go to Turkey for holidays? Probably, yeah. Definitely, inshallah. One day. I haven't been though. And in Hanafi fiqh, if a woman begins her menses at the beginning of the prayer time, does she need to make up that prayer? No, she doesn't. What if there's enough time to pray the fard, e.g. 10 to 15 minutes? So if her menstruation starts like about 5 or 10 minutes before the next prayer is going to start, and she hasn't prayed, then she'll have to make up that prayer. Otherwise, she wouldn't have to make it up. Yeah, so if her menstruation starts, like Zohr starts at 1 o'clock. So if her menstruation starts at 1:30 and she hasn't prayed Dhuhr, she doesn't have to pray Dhuhr. Because the Hanafis look at the last moments in the Salat time. So it's what state were you in the last moment of that Salat time, just before the next Salat started. SMB, if one misses Fajr prayer and woke up at a time of Jummah, should he do Qada later, even if there is 2 Jummah Salats available? Good question. He can do it later. It's fine. He just has to. All depends situation. Can he make it for the other Jummahs? That's the question. But yeah, good question, guys. First time, good SMB, good question. Strange Muslim, I giving peace and blessings upon all Murids here. Good afternoon. All Murids. Maja, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us and protect us from the wrong works. Ameen. Jazakumullah khair wa iyyakum DTR. Please explain the difference between the Asr time between Hanafi fiqh and other fiqh. So check out my Quduri videos, DTR. Check out my Quduri videos. In there, I've actually mentioned this masla and I've explained it in detail. So go to Quduri and the times of Salat, and I've explained it over there. Suleiman Nadwi, any tips on Alim? I've actually made a 4-part series on the Alim course. So if you go to my YouTube channel and you search for the Alim course, you'll find a 4-part series. What is the Alim course about? I think that's what it's called. What is the Alim course about? Naheeduddin, Ustad, inshallah going to study books like Mishkat and Sharh Ma'ani al-Athar next year. Any tips on how to study them and what to focus on? Yeah, make your Usul Hadith Pakka strong and get used to breaking down chains, understanding how a chain works. Very important. Khan, Salam Ustad, hope you're well. Is HFA halal, Nando's, KFC? From what I understand, HFA is fine. I haven't seen anything like that they do which is very problematic. Ikhtilafi issue. But yeah, I wouldn't have an issue eating from HFA. SMB, first time, good question. John Thompson, this is a video the idiot posted. Message of love 2 weeks ago, and make a response to this, inshallah. I see, look, John, I personally, my YouTube channel is not based upon doing rebuttals against people. right? And there are, if you check out Muhammad Hajib, type in Muhammad Hijab, and David Wood. He really, has a good response to him. Yeah, so Muhammad Hijab is called Muhammad Hijab. Find him, because I don't want to focus my channel on these kind of topics. I do apologize for that. Khan also started, do you need to have trousers above ankles? No, you don't need to. According to Hanafis, it's considered to be good to have them, but it's not necessary. I heard PUBG is haram according to Sheikh. I don't know what that is. Pub. Can I change to prayer early for your time? The masajid around area follow the later time in Birmingham. Well, yeah, inshallah you can do it. Also, Ustad, do you need to have trousers above ankles? And Nahid, Ustad, I think KFC state on their website that their chicken is stunned. Not fully sure though. Yeah, stunning. See, the stunning isn't a problem because the type of stunning they give, it doesn't render the animal, it doesn't kill the animal. You're welcome, John. You're welcome. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna finish there. Has it been an hour? Have I been running for an hour? How long has it been running for? Oh, almost an hour. So let me make an hour, then we'll finish. So yeah, so the stunning, basically, when people say stunning, and people just think automatically like, the kind of movies when someone holds an electric wire and the hair goes up and they die. It's just basically a light current that flows in water that renders the animal, the chicken, docile, right? It just stops moving. It doesn't kill it. But the strong electric current that many abattoirs and many slaughterhouses give to like the non-Muslim ones, they usually kill them. Hamdan wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban. Abdullah, assalamu alaikum. I hope you are well. Now that the masajids are now open again, would it be wajib to perform Jummah now in the masjid? I would say yes. I mean, I've actually led 2 Jummahs now, last week and this week, and it just seems fine. People can go. The situation is very easy, and there's lots of protective clothing that people wear. Just wear a mask. You can clean your hands. Take your own prayer mat, and you should be okay, inshallah. Should be fine. What is the mas'ala if you are residing with a person who is deemed vulnerable and shielding? I mean, yeah, if you really can't, if you don't go out for anything else, right? So if you're a person that doesn't go out for anything else, right, then I would say stay out. Then you don't have to go for Jummah. But if you go for everything else, right, then I don't see why you're not going for Jummah. Yeah, if someone says to me, oh, I don't go Jummah because I've got elderly parents at home or very small kids at home and they are vulnerable, but I do go to the park and I do go to this place and I do go to Tesco's and Asda and I do spend time with my mates in restaurants. That doesn't make sense then. So I would say if you're a person who abstains from everything and just bare minimum like goes to the shops to get things and doesn't stay in queues and places, then maybe yeah, then I understand that would be a legitimate reason for a person to pray at home. Sufyan, alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Sufyan, ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban, welcome guys. Lamo, or is it Imo? I don't know. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ya Sheikh, welcome, ahlan wa sahlan. So yeah, so I'm going to finish there, guys. Jazakallah khair for tuning in. Jazakallah khair for commenting as well. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. I said that, Sufyan, before even you are going to say it. I just quickly said it there. Yeah, I beat you to it, bro. But yeah, inshallah. Take care, inshallah. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Tomorrow is going to be live stream, yeah, Q&A. So I'll check you guys over there. And take care, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.